I think when you talk about pushing yourself, I've got a very vivid early memory. I was at a training camp where I was the youngest person on the training camp, and there were guys. It was in Scotland, and there were guys from all over Scotland, but there were also juniors and seniors from all over the UK and abroad who were at this camp. And I was, I think, maybe 13 or 14 years old, and I was the youngest person on the camp. We went and did a long distance run, and I came in last by a huge margin. And I always remember the run into the finish line. I thought people were going to be laughing at me, and I thought I was going to be embarrassed. But I'd literally put my heart and soul into trying to finish as quickly as I could. I was just younger by 4 or 5 years than most people in the camp, and I just didn't have the physicality. But I pushed myself so hard. In fact, I pushed so hard that as soon as I got over the finish line, I was sick. And instead of everybody laughing, everybody cheered and started clapping. All the coaches, all the other guys, and they'd all stood there waiting for me to cross the line. And I think that gave me a feeling that, you know, if you try your best, whether you finish first or whether you finish last, people respect people who dig in and do everything they can. And I think that was a really early life lesson that stuck with me a long, long way. So anytime I approached any session, I was trying as hard as I could to push myself, because you can make it look like you're working hard and everybody around you thinks you're working hard, but only you know deep down whether you've pushed yourself 100%. You know if you've given it 96, 97%, you've held a little bit back. Everyone else might think you've tried really hard, but you know, you have to look at yourself in the mirror. You have to know what you've been able to do, and I think the only way of really being able to do that is just to give everything, absolutely all of the time. And yeah, it ends up in sick sometimes, it ends up in blood and sweat and tears a lot of the time as well, but ultimately it allows you to go out with your head held high, whether you win or whether you lose.